I'm Jim McDonald. I'm an instructor volunteer with the United Albertan Paddling Association, or UAPS. I would say it's the paddling community. So I wasn't really introduced to paddle sport until I was in university, and I was a lifeguard at the time. So I actually started by guarding rentals of the pool by the paddling club. And after a couple of years, they convinced me that I should start doing it. And I worked through university as a lifeguard and swimming instructor. So I taught first aid and CPR. So it kind of naturally fell into, hey, look, this is something else I could teach. Not really. I would say it's more the paddling community, the type of sport that it is. You can't really teach yourself. It's very hard to learn things without somebody telling you the easy way to do it. Like there's a hard way and an easy way, and you find something really hard to learn. At some point you consciously chose not to learn it the easy way. Started off with lessons in the pool. So getting the basic strokes correct and learning how to fall out of a boat properly. So most of the beginner classes are in a swimming pool or flat water like a lake, or in the summer sometimes they'll happen in ponds like Rundle or Hermitage. So I think that's going to keep coming back to community, but a lot of the things that are really hard to learn, and there's a lot of things about whitewater paddle sports that are counterintuitive. So when you finally figure it out, things click in place. It's a really good feeling, and so seeing that or helping other people get to that same spot that people helped me get to, I think is what keeps me coming back to do it. I would say initially when I got into the paddle sport, I was more interested in my own personal development. And then when I started figuring out that that's impossible without other people, as you get more comfortable doing things, and you realize how many people stepped up to get you to that point, then it's your turn. So initially, when I joined the club, it was primarily university students. And I would say the average age has almost doubled since then. I'd say the impetus for the club hasn't really changed that time. Really, we're taking people that have no knowledge of paddling in whitewater, giving them a basic training course, and then introducing them to moving water in a safe and somewhat accelerated program to get them comfortable paddling in Class 2 by themselves. Well, I would say a lot of the support comes internal because it is very volunteer driven. So we currently have about 150 members in the club, and about 50 of them volunteer on different weekends for either instructing or leading or sweeping. So it's not really there's a large contingent of volunteers to keep things running. Well, I don't think in particular this sport I've taken a lot out of it personally, and I know that can't happen without support. So if I don't give back, then there's no way to continue things moving forward. And I think the same with everybody else in our club that has a leadership role. Nobody gets to being comfortable paddling on Class 2 and 3 water by themselves. So. In terms of community, I would say almost everybody starts into a sport trying to improve themselves or challenge themselves in some way. And after not very long, you start realizing that you're not doing that anymore. You're paddling not for the challenge, but to do it with the people that you're doing it with. So it does become community. Also, most paddling sports, or even other sports, act like a self-selecting filter. right? Like if you paddle, you have to be comfortable outdoors, camping, everything that comes with that. So if you already like that, then hang around with people that also like it, then easy. Join a paddling club and all the people in there will be like that. But it is, I think, as from the community building perspective, particularly within paddling clubs, if you don't have enough volunteers, the ones you do have burn out. And then you don't have a community anymore because there's nobody leading it. So that's a big part of what our club is focusing on within our own leadership is how do we make that easier for people to be able to volunteer on an ongoing basis or when they can. Sometimes it's just like, people have kids or they get busy in life or whatever, and then like
priorities.
Maybe it's one day a year. Maybe it's 10. So I stole this, so I'm happy sharing it. But I'm pretty sure whoever I stole it from somebody else, so I can't credit the original.
Or goal of life, it's giving back.
If you think of a bullseye with 3 rings, and the inside is your comfort zone, and outside that is adventure, and outside that is crisis. And if you do things in your adventure zone, your comfort zone grows bigger. And if you always stay in your comfort zone, it gets smaller.